Hey everyone. I hope everyone is doing good. So, about a week ago, I made a video about dream number one. So, today it is about dream number two. For those of you who haven't watched the first video, roughly 6 months before March 2020, I had three dreams. That took me a few weeks to process, as the emotions that were in that dreams were quite challenging to process, and the dreams were a little bit like a science fiction movie. So my brain could not comprehend um, the the true and the full meaning of what was happening. And it was only after March 2020 that I really fully grasped what I was being given, because to me that's what it is. I was given those three dreams in order to prepare myself for what was coming. Now I'm totally open to the fact that this video might not be for everybody. If you live your life, your day-to-day life, and you believe that you came here on earth to be born, live, and die, um, well, you might not resonate with this video, and it's okay. But in my own experience, I'm just here to share my experience, and I truly believe that those dreams were not only meant for me, but they're meant for to be shared. Although it took me quite a while before I could share it, have the courage to share them, um, because it goes a bit beyond the understanding. But I do believe that there is much more than just this 3D world. I do tap into energies and into other dimensions, and this is my day-to-day life. So I will invite you to stay open-minded and to take whatever resonates with you in this dream. I'm just sharing it from my own perspective, and if you have another understanding about them, great. There will be dream number three that I'll be sharing probably in about a week too. It's really bringing me outside of my comfort zone to share those, as I know that they're not ordinary. And but here I go. So dream number two. Um, I um, I was in a hurry to go to an appointment. I was late to go to an appointment. I knew I was partaking. Um, I was partaking a study, and I was gathering my stuff, and then I left, and then I arrived at this place that looked like a little bit like a gymnasium, and I was welcomed there by staff members. Everybody was wearing white blouses, and everybody was sitting in circles in small groups of maybe 10, 12 people. And then we were filling up a questionnaire, and we were signing something, and then we were all given a pill. And as I'm signing this document, it's like I realized that when I took my appointment, it was like they sort of put a veil into my understanding of what I was signing up. And as I was signing those documents, the remembrance came that I was partaking in an experiment, and I was going to die. And they were giving pills to everybody, and then they were giving us an injection. And then I realized in my dream, and it was as if I was awake, as if I was just like this, um, fully awake. And I was just like, oh my freaking God, what did I do? I just signed my life away. And then I realized that they did that on purpose so that we wouldn't prepare ourselves for this, we wouldn't talk about this with anyone, and then they would make it look like a suicide. And as I was starting to feel the effect of that pill, Then they gave me the injection, and I could see in other circles people just falling asleep, and then everybody was cheering them on, and then they would just take the bodies away. And for the past 4 years, I've been a kambo practitioner. For those of you who don't know what kambo is it's a medicine that comes from the jungle. It is frog secretions. I know it's a bit weird, but it's what it is. And it works on our lymphatic system to clean the physical body, emotional body, and energetic body. And when you do a kambo session, when I first apply the medicine on you, um, it dilates all the blood vessel, and your heart start pumping really, really strongly, and blood pressure goes up and then it goes down. And I would feel the same symptoms of when I'm doing a kambo session on myself. So I started to feel my heart pumping. And then I realized, oh my freaking God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And then I started to think, like, I didn't prepare, I didn't pack my stuff, I didn't tell anybody, I didn't write a note to anyone. Nobody's gonna know. Everybody's gonna think that I committed suicide, but I'm doing good in my life. And oh my gosh, I started panicking. And the more that I was panicking, the more that my heart would beat. But then I just realized too that all I needed to do was to surrender. And then I remembered that death is just a transformation. That truly my physical body was going to die, but I would just transform into something else. So I sort of calmed myself. So they gave me that pill, I felt those symptoms, and then they gave me the injection, and then I could see a lot of people start to just fall off. But then they started to gather around next to me, and they all started to talk one another and start to take note. And I could realize that something was not happening in me that was supposed to be happening. And they all started to be worried. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I think something is up with me here. And I asked them to go to the bathroom, and they're like, oh, we'll go with you. I said, no, I think I'm gonna be okay. And I was feeling really, really bad. Like I thought I was gonna die, and I just crawled to the bathroom, and then I was able to escape. And I was having a very hard time to stand on my 2 feet, but I found the strength to go, and I went to the hospital where I used to work, and I got to the security, and I asked them to take me, I don't know why, but to a child psychiatric where I used to work. And I asked a colleague then to take me to the emergency to see Dr. O'Grady. And Dr. O'Grady, when he saw me arrive, he knew what was happening, because I believe we had talked about that before. I don't know why. And he gave me an Narcan, which stopped the effect of the injection and the pills that they had given me, and I was saved. But then he said to me, oh my gosh, you're in trouble now, because they're going to be looking after you, because nobody has ever escaped um, those those experiments, and now they're going to be looking after you. So we'll have to we'll have to hide you. So I'm going to take you to the guys in charge of it. There was a tunnel underneath the hospital, and there were offices there where they were trying to infiltrate those experiments and dismantle them, because they knew that they were killing people, but they were trying to make that look like suicide. So they were trying to infiltrate those experiments, and I was the one, in a way, that they were waiting for, because they knew that all the sessions of kambo that I had done before prepared my body, my physical body, so that I wouldn't die. And because it's such, kambo is not a very well-known medicine, when it works on our immune system. So they never had anybody that had done kambo before me. I don't even think that they knew that kambo existed, so didn't expect that I would survive this. So then I ended up into tunnels and offices underneath the hospital, and they all cheered me as I walked in there. And then they protected me, because these guys were looking for me. So I wouldn't speak about it, because everybody that went through that experiment really signed their life away, and then they made it look like it was suicide. So right at the beginning of March 2020, I knew something was up from my first dream, and then right from the start, I knew that injections were on the way for some reason, and I believe it's through those dreams. So everybody is free, and everybody came here to live whatever they had to live. Everybody incarnate here on earth out of free will. In my reality, in my belief system, we chose to come here on earth, and it takes a lot of courage to come and incarnate on earth, because it's one hell of a ride. And I believe that there are people that chose to go through the experiment that we're going through right now. And I know that there are people that knew all along from the beginning, because some of us have this deep knowing of what is happening, and some of us are seeing way beyond the veil of what's being presented, and we understand why everything is covered up, and that they're doing everything that they can to cover and shut and censor anything that's out of line of the main narrative. So I have no judgment whatsoever for people that have chosen to partake into this experiment. I feel actually a lot of compassion, because it is a lot of those people that are helping us to see the reality and to see truth. And there's no, in my book, there's no right or wrong experiences. We come here on earth many times. I do believe in reincarnation, and I do believe that the soul needs to go through many, many, many different experiences in order to grow and to evolve. And there's no right or wrong experiences. They are just the experiences in themselves. So today I just, at the beginning of March 2020, I was trying to give out information to people. I was going into the battlefield, and I was trying to be a warrior of light and of truth. But then I realized, everybody has their own path, and everybody came here for their own experiences, and there's no right or wrong. And who am I to judge? I do trust at a bigger picture, and I know that we all came here to partake in this, and it doesn't matter the role that we came here to play. Every role is important, but I just have a deep knowing of what is truly happening, and I can only have compassion for those who cannot see beyond the veil, and for those who cannot see the big picture and cannot see what is at play here. And it goes way, way beyond just injections and measures. There is darkness that is losing its grip right now on the planet, and it knows that it's losing. So for me, there's no battle to fight here. All we need to do is shine our light and shine it bright, because when it is dark in a room, what you do is that you turn the light on. So I feel I am here to welcome everybody where they're at in their own journey, in their own process, and shine my own light, trusting that it might help some people to awaken to their own light. Because the change comes through that. The change comes when everybody ignite that light that we all carry. So it doesn't matter if you've taken an injection or not. You are still carrying that light. And we can all change. We can all change. We can all start seeing. So my role here is just to hold the light, and it's to share my truth. We all came here to be all that we came here to be, and to dare to be all that we came here to be, even if it's crazy to some, even if it's weird to others. It doesn't matter. We're all unique, and somehow we're all the same when we're tapping into that little flame that we all carry. So I'm really wishing for you to find that light within and to shine it, and shine it bright, because the world needs it right now. Thanks for listening.